Switch Station 32 here for another review. Today I'm going to do my final thoughts of Resident Evil 2, the remake. First of all, the graphics on this, the PS4 Pro, were amazing. It really sets the stage, gets you pumped up for the game. The HDR in this game is really good. HDR really helps this game out a lot because it's black, and it really helps if you have a 4K TV for when the zombies come out and try to grab you and stuff and you don't see them coming. It really helped this game for that kind of shock value where somebody comes out. As far as gameplay, the gameplay in this game is really good too. If you like this style of game, you have to know going into this game what it is. This is a little bit different than the newer Resident Evils for people who haven't played one of the older ones. For instance, like when you go and get your items, you actually have to click on it to use the items and stuff, where now if you have an item, it usually will just use itself. You don't really have to go into the menu and click on it. And you have to spin your items around, and there'll be things on the back that you have to click on. People that played the original Resident Evil would already know this, but for people that haven't played it and this is your first time, that might be something that you don't like, or it might be something you really like. I like it. I thought it was really made this game. I played as Leon Kennedy. I'm going to go back and play as Claire Redfield, but I wanted to get this review out because the game's already been out for a few weeks, so I want to get the video up. I think Capcom did a really good job remaking this to have the graphics for the old school fans that really like it, combined with the new graphics of a newer game and the gameplay of an older game mixed with the new gameplay of a newer game. I really like that. I think anybody that played the original game and really liked it, I don't think that any of those people will be disappointed. I think for the people that played the original game and are coming to this game to play it and really love that game, I think this is a 10 out of 10 remake. I don't think there's any question that this is a 10 out of 10 remake for original fans. I think for newer people that are just coming into the franchise and this is their first Resident Evil game, they'll probably think this is around an 8 out of 10 or so, just because it's of the gameplay being old school, and some younger people might not like that. That's the only reason I say that. They did an awesome job with Mr. X. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to talk too much about the story, although the story in this game's half decent. It's pretty good. A classic Resident Evil fan, the story's really good, and for someone that just playing it, it's a pretty good story. It's not a huge story-based game. It's more of a quest game where you have to go and you find an object, and then you got to go back and unlock it, and you can only do certain things at certain points. So there'll be doors unlocked that you'll find out how to unlock them later on, or there'll be chests that you have to unlock, or there'll be rooms that you need to get into, but you can't get into them until later on when you find the part, or when you find the key, or you find whatever it is that you need to unlock the puzzle to get into it, to advance you further in the story. I really like that about it. I think any old school Resident Evil fan will really like that about it. They did not, I think people when they remade this were worried they were going to take that away, and they did not. They left it like that, and it plays perfectly for a remake. One thing I'll say about this to younger people, when you get your health and you get your bullets, I don't want to ruin the story or nothing, but when you get your health and you get your bullets, you get your gunpowder, you have no room for it, don't discard it. It's worth taking the time to bring it back and put it and store it, because you'll need it later on in the game. I made the mistake of not storing all my health, and I had to do the final boss with only one health in it. I died quite a few times before I could actually beat the final boss. I had to do the final boss probably about 10 times, and it was pretty rewarding when I did finally beat him. But and I stored a lot of my stuff. So newer players that might not know that you're gonna need all that stuff at the end, you're gonna need it. So do not discard your stuff. Keep everything. Your gunpowder, your health, everything. Because your gunpowder in this game, you can combine it with other gunpowders, and you make bullets for certain guns that you're using. You'll find out how to do that as you play the game. Same as your health, you'll get different plants, you can combine them. So if you have 3 plants, you can combine them. And if you're not going to use it, you can store it, or you have 2 plants that ain't going to actually give you health, and you don't have nothing to combine them with to make health, and you need to make room, don't discard it. Take that plant, bring it to your storage container, and save that, because you'll need it later on in the game. Now, scare factor. I don't get scared that easy during games. I don't get scared at all, really. But I think anybody that will, I think, is a little bit jumpy. I think that this game is a perfect game for that. I've heard of people screaming out loud playing this game. Bullet damage in this game is probably the best game I've ever played for bullet damage. The bullet damage to their head, the graphics of it is amazing. That's one of the things that really helped this game. The way their heads explode, it's really good. The graphics for the zombies, they all look perfect. This game right here, Resident Evil 2, should have been, everybody knocks the PlayStation Classic. For one, the games that are on it, and it doesn't render them very good from what I'm told. I'm gonna do an unboxing and review of that one here on the channel eventually. I kind of have to agree with it. This game, Resident Evil 2, should have been on the PlayStation Classic. There's no excuse why this game, the original one, should not be on the PlayStation Classic. It would have made the PlayStation Classic. It would have at least given some games to play. People were getting ready to play this, and a lot of people would have liked to play the original one. Maybe some people never played the original one, would have liked to play the original one before that came out. Not everybody has the means to play the original PlayStation or have the game, so that would have given them a good way to play this if they would have included it on there. The final thoughts of this, is it worth buying? Absolutely. This game is definitely worth buying. For anybody that likes Resident Evil, any older fans out there, anybody that played Resident Evil 2 on the original PlayStation and loved the game and want to play this, they're going to love this game. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 for those people. For the masses, everybody else, I think this is definitely an 8 out of 10 game. This is a really good game. It must have on the PlayStation 4, I think, for your collection. If you like role-playing mystery games, this right here is a must-have, must-own, I think. From the graphics, to the story, to the old-school factor of it. Plays great, it controls great. Capcom did a really good job on this. I'm hoping Capcom does more remakes of Resident Evil. I know they upgraded some of them to HD and stuff, but I'd like to see them do full remaster versions of 3, maybe 4. That'd be great. So yeah, that's my final thoughts of Resident Evil 2. The remake, it's a great game. Must have, must own. I think everybody's gonna love this game that plays it if they like these kind of games. For younger people that haven't played it before, I think that might be a little bit more up in the air for them. But for anybody that played the original games, must have, must own for sure. If you're playing the game, if you wanted to replay an older game, leave a comment. If you not playing it and you didn't want to play it, leave a comment. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions about all that. If you're a younger person and you never played the original one, and this is playing this for your first time, leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of it. That's Switch Station 32 here for another review. If you leave a like and a subscribe, it really helps the channel grow.